One of the biggest lies about Donald Trump is that he'd run the country as an outsider. Yes, he's an outsider, but if he wins, he won't be the one running the country. His vice president, Mike Pence, will. It was reported that back in May, Donald Trump Jr. reached out to a senior advisor of John Kasich, who had just recently dropped out of the race. According to the Kasich advisor, Donald Jr. wanted to make him an offer. Did he have any interest in being the most powerful vice president in history? Donald Jr. explained that his father's vice president would be in charge of domestic and foreign policy. In other words, Trump's vice president would be the actual president behind the scenes. And Trump's job would be that, essentially, of an empty mascot, in charge of, quote, making America great again. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that's followed Donald Trump thus far. He wanted an actual politician on the ticket with him because Trump has no interest in doing any actual work. Campaigning is fun. Running around the country and giving speeches comes natural to Trump. He likes being the center of attention. But when it comes to actual governing, Trump hasn't given any indication that he knows how to do anything. Joe Biden put it best in his speech last night.
To elect Donald Trump as President of the United States. Now let me finish. No major party nominee in the history of this nation has ever known less or has been less prepared to deal with our national security.
And Trump contradicts himself all the time, on many issues. No one knows what this guy actually wants to do. Just this week, Donald Trump called for a federal minimum wage of $10 an hour, departing from his past positions and his own party and moving more in line with Democrats. After saying in a November debate that wages were too high, and other times saying that he'd like to see the rate left up to the states. The guy has no fucking clue on anything. And that's why he's putting his VP in charge of the job. So let's take a look at Mike Pence, the guy you'd actually be voting for if you vote for Donald Trump. Unlike Donald Trump, Mike Pence supported the Iraq War, is against a Muslim ban, is pro-TPP and free trade, and is deeply religious. So Mike Pence is a typical Republican, a very religious man who's influenced by his big money donors. This is not the outsider that you thought you were getting with Donald Trump.